Hey folks, you're watching Chaotic TV, and we are bringing you yet another Best of 5 from the round of 12 of IEM Katowice. And in the top right on Metropolis, we have the good-mannered Red Terran. He is playing for Team Incredible Miracle. He is Yoda.
And his opponent for this match, spawning at the 6 o'clock position, so close by air, the blue Protoss player, currently teamless because he has his own team. This is Grubby.
I love the icon he has on his Nexus. Zooming in like really shows it.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of the players are using pretty cool icons, but they don't get seen very much. Most of these are catchphrases, you notice them, and like starports, they're pretty obvious on, but
in Heart of the Swarm, they're a lot bigger, and essentially, you have to have over 500 wins as a race in the reward system to get these kind of decals or whatever they're called. To get there's 3 per 500, 750, and 100 and 1,000, I think it is. So we're gonna have to. I mean, since they're close by air, do you think they're going to be doing any kind of drop play early on, or is there going to be kind of a warp prism play? I keep going with brood war names for these units. I really don't know why. It was 8 years ago.
Yeah, I think Grubby will go for Reaver drops here.
Jerk. Nobody's scouting right now. What is that about? Both players are kind of just doing their own thing. Essentially, Gateway and Gas for Grubby. He's going the ultra-typical thing for Protoss to wait until that cybernetics core is out before they even drop another Gateway. Unless they spot a proxy or something like that.
Yeah, it's these openings, the reason they don't bother scouting super fast is the openings they've both chosen are super safe. The Protoss player is going to have his Gateway up and be ready to mobilize into his Stalker Gateway early army to defend against early pressure. And the Terran player has his wall up, so both of those things make him really safe.
Right now, Yoda's not seeing anything. He mainly is scouting to kind of show Grubby he knows where he is, but Grubby is going for the cross position and not the close by air position, but he will spot this command center, or actually maybe not now that there's 2 Marines up front. He's going to be with some good micro, this probe is going to be dead, actually. A little bit of supply cap on Grubby's side. Let me ask you this, Eclipse. Since I just heard it on GSL, I kind of have to ask you this. What color gummy worm would you be?
What color gummy worm?
Right.
That's a tough question, because you always have your favorite flavor, but do you want to be a good flavor so you're eating first? I don't know.
It's a good question. I prefer the cherry kind, so I think I would go with that. But since gummy worms are always linked with another color, I'd have to do the red-orange, which is coincidentally what colors Tastosis said they would be. Like
I think I would go with like.
Whoa! Is this a hidden expansion?
It is. They're just gonna get a 3rd base going really fast and have economy out of nowhere.
He's going to be able to mule the ever-loving crap out of it, but it looks like
Grubby's
going to be able to see it. Look at that.
Look at him. Just all over this place scouting. He's got that stalker queued up to go halfway around the world. The other stalker looking for proxy, I guess. But he's going to say, oh, look, a command center. That's convenient. And Yoda's going to be like, really? You're scouting there?
Yeah, Yoda's a bit disappointed in his SCV, letting himself be caught like that, losing 150 minerals in the cancel in the SCV itself. Grubby taking a slight supply lead, but both players are gearing up for 2 base.
Generally something like that, the risk is much lower than the potential rewards are. The worst thing that happens is exactly what you saw, is it gets scouted before anything comes of it. 9 times out of 10, that's going to at least get up and mine some minerals.
No heli queue for that same stalker that found everything. It's still just kind of walking around the map. Going to push a little bit maybe at this front with both of these stalkers. Put the one with the most health in front.
That stalker deserves a medal, I think. He could have just saved the game for Grubby, honestly.
He really could have. LGIM Yoda has not built another command center behind this. He's decided to build up a little bit of defense. His SCV almost got shot there, but was decided to come back home. A factory coming out right now. We see actually the Robotech, which is not unheard of course. It's not out of the ordinary for a Protoss to go with Colossi against Terran. It's just up to the Terran really to be able to deal with the Colossi via either ghosts, or the more normal approach is just a couple of Vikings with upgrades.
If you see Grubby play, he really favors Colossi play. It suits his style of like a positional army. He can get that army out in the middle of a map and cut off all the paths across, and be able to protect all of his bases behind it just by having that super strong army out there.
And Yoda is going to be able to, Grubby is going to be able to see all of Yoda's base with this observer, not even caught at all. There's no shimmer, and the rocks over here are going to be spotted being knocked down by the same observer. Grubby getting a hell of a lot of information out of this.
Now, like the
first Colossus coming out. Go ahead.
We're gonna see medevacs come up pretty soon. The one weakness that Colossi play does have is they're weaker against drops. You don't have the Templars to feedback or whatnot, that kind of thing. So he needs to be more on point with his Zealot warpins and having stalkers around the map to spot and take out medevacs before they get units unloaded.
And it looks like there's going to be a scouting factory for Yoda right now. They are enclosed by air, so the drop distance isn't all that difficult. He doesn't have to do an L formation. He just kind of has to float over this free-to-fly space over here, and Grubby has no Stargate even for a couple of Phoenix to spot those kind of drop plays. But pretty decent forces moving across the map right now. I wonder if the first medevacs are going to be put towards that. Yep, they are. This is going to be a first aggression by Yoda.
Well, I like that. He only stims a few Marines to kill that Zealot off, not bothering to kill the health bunch of his units. And here comes the factory. Going to come and take a peek at the main, and the Colossus are going to be like, it's a flying factory, we can't shoot that.
Yeah. Grubby was hoping to hit all of his Colossi from that scouting Marine, but this factory is going to be able to see it all. He's still probably hiding the Colossi, but that robotics base giving it completely away, and now he sees them. So there's going to be, ooh, nice drop in the back here by Yoda. He's going to have to pick up and run when these Colossi get here. He might be able to snipe one, but he's already picked up, and he is running. And there's going to be a little bit of a push at the front of the base, even though these force fields are already there to funnel off the units that were coming in, I guess, and they pulled back. So, bit of juking and jiving right here for the IEM player. He's kind of just positioning his forces all over, keeping Grubby penned in while he takes his third behind it.
And here you see, or we just got done seeing Yoda trying to exploit what I said was kind of the weakness of the Colossus army. Grubby's doing the best response to that, is having his army split a little bit. Some units on both fronts, one to catch drops, the other to deal with potential push-in.
IEM Yoda has taken is starting to lead in the supply by quite a bit, and if he actually picked up the two medevacs he has full of units and put them with his main force, he probably would be able to just crush what Grubby has if he had any Viking backup. He doesn't actually have any yet. He has no Vikings. He's got 4 Vikings on the map, excuse me. I actually didn't see them being produced, but he is going for those first upgrades in his engineering bay, building a second one behind it so he can start adding on the level 2-2 upgrades when his armory gets finished. And a third is coming down for Grubby at the time, building his own 2-2 weapons and armor. So Yoda has a little bit to catch up on upgrade-wise.
Yep. Just going to poke forward here with these Colossus. Range, I think they do. Yep, they're in range.
Target fire on the Vikings is going to do what it can to take out any of the Colossi. It took out one, but it lost one and almost another Viking. IEM Yoda running back to his base. Medevacs haven't had a chance to heal up this army, and the Vikings are doing what they can with the reinforcements to keep attacking, taking down some of the hull health of that halfway. Warp in over here with some Zealots was able to clean out the third base. Thankfully, the rocks were knocked down, otherwise those SCVs might have been trapped completely. And there's going to be more pressure up here. Great force field, knocking out a couple of those units and making sure that the others have a longer path towards the battle. Grubby is doing some decent damage, but the Vikings right here are taking out all of the Colossi, and Grubby's supply has just dropped, and the stem forward to catch up these sentries has knocked out all of the units of Grubby's forward force, and I think LGIM Yoda is just going to retaliate here with the 40 supply lead he has.
This is a point where you'd really like to see the Protest player think about tech switching to Templar. There's enough Vikings out to make Colossus not so efficient. But that being said, he's not rebuilding the Vikings, so it's not going to be that important. I think he's maybe anticipating the tech switch a little bit. Is there a Ghost Academy yet? Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, there is.
Oh,
there's
Ghosts actually coming out right now. So
yeah, he is anticipating that tech switch, which I guess kind of a metagame thing.
Yoda could go between Grubby's base right now and completely block off all of these units from going home and just force a base trade scenario. The factory will be destroyed, but that's not really a problem for Yoda. Yoda might actually go and attack Grubby's force instead of getting between it and home base. But Grubby is moving home right now. Big stem forward, spotted by that Zealot, and the Vikings are trying to attack those running away Colossi, picking off a couple of these Stalkers, or attempting to at least, before they get Blink home. But the Great Force Fields split up this army, putting it in two halves. That big misclick on the camera there. And he's just starting to punish the base of Grubby, taking out some of those production facilities and really starting to do some serious damage. Grubby's forces are not anywhere near the main, so the main's tech is all free to attack by Yoda. Yoda with a 62 supply lead right now. He's taking out gateway after gateway, taking out the robotics facility, and the robotics bay is now dead. I think Grubby might have to tap out in this, even with this incredible bank he's got going here. Vikings aren't doing anything, just getting attacked by a photon cannon and a stalker, and he's completely shutting Grubby out of his own main base, attacking from the high ground. There are no buildings there to give the high ground vision, and Grubby GG's. LGIM Yoda takes game 1 on Metropolis of this best of 5 series. So we're going to bring you at least 2 more games from Chaotic TV. I am KO.
And this is Eclipse.
And we thank you for watching. Cheers.